What if asking the right questions could change how someone thinks? In a world full of shouting, angry comments, loud opinions, viral arguments, and people talking over each other, a refreshing alternative exists. One where people debate calmly and honestly, demonstrate refined critical thinking skills, and listen to one another. This is called the Socratic method. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates believed the key to having better debates is to ask better questions, and to respect your debating partner so you can both learn about each other's perspective. The Socratic method isn't about winning debates or proving someone wrong. It's about thinking more deeply before you speak, developing patience and listening more carefully, and having mature, honest conversations that actually promote critical thinking skills. The Socratic method is a popular technique used by teachers, lawyers, and therapists, but anyone can use this method to sharpen their thinking, spot faulty logic, and understand others better. It can help you have smarter, fairer, more meaningful conversations with your friends, co-workers, and family members. The Socratic method teaches students how to engage in debates that encourage deep thinking, open-mindedness, and a fair pursuit of truth. Fairly pursuing the truth was crucial for Socrates, as we all exhibit confirmation bias and an unwillingness to learn new things. People struggle to separate their egos and self-interest from the truth, making it difficult to accept facts that challenge their beliefs or sense of identity. To counter this, Socrates pried open his students' minds by asking thoughtful, probing questions rather than delivering direct answers or lectures. Instead of trying to win an argument or force your opinions onto your students or audience, the goal is to clarify their beliefs, test ideas, and help them think more clearly for themselves. It is a method grounded in honesty, curiosity, and mutual respect. Socrates believed that true knowledge couldn't simply be handed to someone. It had to be discovered by the individual through reflection and questioning. He was influenced by his mother's work as a midwife, and he often compared his method of questioning to helping someone give birth to ideas. Just as a midwife assists with the delivery of a child without giving birth herself, Socrates saw himself as guiding others to bring their own thoughts into the world without telling them what to think. He believed that real understanding had to come from within, and his role was simply to help others draw it out. Socrates famously claimed to know nothing, which allowed him to approach every conversation with humility and openness without influencing others. He would ask their opinions, then gently ask questions that revealed contradictions or hidden assumptions. His intention was not to embarrass people and put them on the spot, but to help them grow and refine their thinking. His method wasn't about persuading others to his point of view, but about uncovering their own ideas and drawing out truth together. This way of questioning is still widely used today, especially in education and therapy. In law schools, professors use the Socratic method to teach students how to think like lawyers. This means challenging every assumption, analysing arguments, and staying logically sharp under pressure so they're prepared for the courtroom. Therapists use Socratic questioning to help clients challenge their own unhelpful thought patterns. If a client says, "I always mess everything up," the therapist might respond, "Can you think of a time when things went well?" Then gently steer the client to focus on times when they didn't mess up. These questions don't attack the belief, but gently lead the person to examine and rethink their unhelpful beliefs. At its heart, the Socratic method is about arguing fairly and honestly. It rejects manipulative tricks like straw-man arguments, guilt-tripping, and trying to trap someone. Instead of cheap shots, it relies on active listening, clear thinking, and mutual respect. The goal isn't to score points, but to uncover truth and grow your reasoning skills. Let's consider a short example of how it might work in a classroom. Teacher, what does it mean to be a good person? Student, I think being a good person means helping others and doing good things. Do you think someone could help others for selfish reasons? Maybe. I guess they could help others to make themselves look good, like when they're trying to get a better job. Exactly. So would that person still be a good person if their motives for helping others weren't truly altruistic? I guess not. I mean, intentions matter too, and if they're only helping others to get ahead in life, that doesn't seem genuine. So is it enough to just help others, or do we also need to consider why we help them? Probably both. The action matters, but the reason and intention behind it does also. Good point. Now think about this. What if someone has good, kind intentions, but their actions cause harm to others? Are they still a good person? That's hard to answer. I'd have to think about it. Maybe they meant well, but if they hurt someone, then they still did something wrong and should be held accountable. So being a good person involves more than just good intentions or actions. What else might be required to be a good person? This back and forth line of questioning helps the student to think more deeply and spot the limits of their first answer. Notice the teacher is not trying to shame the student for not having all the answers. She's just gently questioning the student's responses, so he realizes he has to think about this topic more carefully. It also gives students practice in reasoning clearly and considering new perspectives. The teacher never gives what they think is the right answer. They simply lead with questions. That's the beauty of this method, is the teacher never tells students what to think and doesn't push their own viewpoint on the students. But there is a catch. The Socratic method only works if people are listening and engaging. True Socratic dialogue requires you to understand the other person's ideas before responding, and this means listening with good intentions. These days, it's common for people to not listen. They're just waiting to talk and angrily abuse the other person to let their frustrations out about their own miserable lives. If both parties are truly listening and respecting the other person, then the disagreement becomes useful and both can learn. They might see the situation from another perspective and might change their mind a little and grow their debating skills. You've probably noticed that people at both extremes of the political spectrum, on the far left and the far right, show poor critical thinking and debating skills. Instead of listening and learning, their approach tends to be dominated by aggression and hostility. In contrast, the most thoughtful and intelligent people I've met tend to sit closer to the political centre, somewhere between centre-left and centre-right. This is because those with well-developed critical thinking skills, who are able to understand and evaluate a range of perspectives, naturally gravitate towards more balanced, nuanced views. This process of drawing out truth and fairness through Socratic questioning often leads people to adopt centrist positions, as it encourages careful reasoning and thinking about what is best for society as a whole, over ideological extremes and misinformation. Young males in particular often struggle with critical thinking because high testosterone levels after puberty heighten aggression and impulsivity, making them more prone to emotional outbursts than calm reflection. Rather than listening and learning, they seek emotional release through arguing and confrontation. This contributes to the common stereotype of young men trolling on social media, posting poorly written, reactive comments that lack reasoning, research, or genuine engagement with the topic. They'll write, "You're wrong," with incorrect grammar, then follow it with a pointless comment. On the upside, mature men who later develop strong self-reflection skills look back at how they and their peers behaved in their younger years with a sense of embarrassment. This awareness develops humility, which in turn makes them more open-minded and better at listening calmly. Reflecting on how poor their argumentation skills once were becomes a valuable step in personal growth, as it highlights how far they've come and how much there is to still learn. So in summary, the Socratic method encourages people to slow down, have fair conversations, ask better questions, and really listen to the other person. It helps people think better and become better people. I'll make more videos about this topic and delve into popular areas of debate. Stay strong.